with the youth that you have in your club and the excitement and things like that, and I know how socially conscious you are you planning to talk to your team about how to handle all the controversy that's going on now between the White House and the NBA and the NFL?
Yeah, we're gonna sit down as a team. I think it's good to always, whether it's this or another issue, anything that's ever going on in this world, in this country, that affects us. I think it's good to sit down as a team. I mean, we try to preach to our players that we're a family and that we have each other's backs. We have rules that we protect each other. So it's important to talk about things like this. Now we'll discuss as a team what if any our guys want to do during the national anthem or anything like that. Individually, obviously, they're allowed to think and say what they feel. It's a sensitive subject, and I think it's been great to see how much unity and how this has kind of brought a lot of the sports world at least together and trying to make our country a better place. And a lot of credit for the young men that are out there putting their message out there and trying to influence their cities, their states, wherever they have power, into making this a better, safer place for everybody.
You look at this roster, you've got 20-ish players, and you've got a lot to figure out. Do you have an idea of how you're going to go about this puzzle of who's going to play and how they're going to play this year?
Yeah, we have an idea. We got double-day practices starting tomorrow, and our emphasis is going to be defense, defense, defense. And guys that are committed to playing defense are going to have a better shot than guys who aren't giving the same effort on defense. I think it'll be a lot of fun watching the players compete. We're going to try different lineups, try different groups together. But they've been in here working so hard all summer that I think it's they're just excited that it's here finally, and that they get to do it for real now. And I think the effort and energy we're going to get is going to be just what we're looking for.
Do you think Lonzo's style is going to impact the team significantly quickly?
Absolutely. The way he plays, the unselfish brand is how we want to do it. We're changing up the style we're going to play a little bit because we have a point guard that likes pushing the ball up the floor. We're gonna tweak some of the offensive stuff we do around the fact that he plays the way he does, and hopefully with that and that becoming contagious and other players playing like that, we'll give ourselves a better chance.
You stretched Stevens last year to a training camp. What are you trying to do differently this year from your second time around?
Well, I learned a lot last year in coaching, and one of those things is even though there's a ton of information that you want to get out to your players, you got to be patient. And we're going to stick with what we're doing defensively, and we're going to just keep drilling it until we feel confident we have it. And no matter what we haven't got in yet, we're not going to sacrifice our defensive teaching to get other things in.
In terms of training camp, has Gunnar Peterson's arrival changed any of the methods you're planning on using this week?
Well, him being here has been great for the conditioning level, the strength level of the players that have been in here working with him. They're coming in. They're in this morning. A couple of them were in here this weekend running. So him and his staff have our players in great shape right now. So that changes. That allows us, in my opinion, to push our guys harder. With less risk. There's always risk of getting injured in training camp or double-day practice, things of that nature. But they've been working so hard all off season that we hope that we can push them through that wall even further and get them into even better shape. But he's done an incredible job so far.
There's no change in terms of the drills and stuff in terms of conditioning you're planning on doing?
No, he's in charge of the weight room stuff, but we're not changing any drills because of that on the basketball court.
Because of bringing in nutritionists
I'm just most excited to get back to work, honestly, with our group of guys. I think we have this group that has, for the most part, been in here since May 15th on optional workouts, training, coming into the weight room. They're really starting to bond together, working out on weekends even when we're not around. And it's just, to me, it's the type of environment and culture we've been trying to get into place here since we took over. And it's slowly, which it always takes time, but it's really exciting to watch that kind of happen. And I think moving into this new building has helped speed that process up. I think all the things that the front office and Rob and Magic are doing with what you said, the nutritionist, they're bringing in sleep coaches and they're bringing in Gunner in the weight room and things like that help speed up that culture. But it's just really exciting to see it happening.
Luke, there's so much.
When we could hear about your position after this weekend and the statements of the President of the United States about sports. What do you think about it? What's your position?
Well, what I said earlier was, one, I think it's great how it's brought the athletes together in multiple sports. Young men in this country going out and using their likeness to really get their message across, which is a peaceful way of protesting and trying to make our country a better place. I think everyone would agree. Not everyone, most people that live here would agree this is a great country and we love living here, but everything can always get better. And for young Americans to be out there and peacefully protesting and trying to make that happen by using their support of their fan base, a reality, I think, is something special. So, we're obviously behind the idea that these guys can have the freedom of speech to use it how they want.
Yeah, look, I think one of your players had said that you would even had to close down the gym a couple of times this summer because they were working out too much. Does that just, one hand, go to show all the excitement, but two, then gotta know when to slow it down?
Well, yeah, and it goes. We had shut it down a couple times, and even last night, I came in last night with Coach Murmis just to go over some more things about training camp. It was 10 o'clock at night, and Vanderblue was in here running sprints and getting shots up. So no matter when you come here, there's 90% of the time it's late at night, there's somebody here working out. And because we want people fresh and healthy going into training camp, we've tried to shut it down on a few weekends and tell them just to stay away. But I think that absolutely speaks to the type of guys that we have and the culture that's being built. And like we talked earlier about the way Zoe passes the ball and how that becomes contagious and other people start playing like that, so does the way you work and your work habits. Because when you see other people working hard, if you don't, you stick out. And I think Brandon Ingram really set the tone for that last year with the way he did his training, his player development. He was meeting Coach Keefe every single morning at 9 a.m. no matter what was going on with the schedule. And I think he kind of helped set that tone. And now these other young players we have are coming in and seeing him do it. They're doing it. And before you know it, everyone behaves like that. So it just speaks to the group of guys that we have.
Coach, in terms of conditioning, how did you guys come into camp, just kind of in general? I know it was like they were trying out through each other this summer, just working out like crazy. Like, what was the overall conditioning level like right now?
Right now, I say it's good. I mean, obviously, I'll have a much clearer answer for you tomorrow because we're going to test that conditioning out in the first 2 days the double day of practice. But the players that have been here for most of the summer that we've seen are in very good shape.
Everyone cleared as far as injuries?
There's some nagging injuries. Brooke will be limited. Bogut has some visa thing going on that he won't be able to be out there. Josh Hart has a little bit of a hamstring thing, so he'll probably be limited at least for day one. And I think that's it.
Luke, given the expectations on Lonzo, have you talked to him about how to handle that pressure? How have you seen him handle it at this point, Lonzo? And then going forward, how do you think it'll affect him?
I'm sorry. Start that question over. I didn't hear it.
Given the expectations that
The expectations,
they're
yeah.
quite high.
Yeah.
Have you seen that affect him in any way, positive or negative? And then going forward, what do you expect?
He is an impressive young man where I haven't seen it affect him. Where I think the expectations and pressures of this city and all the media he gets would have a huge impact on most rookies coming in. He seems to be handling it really well. It's our job as coaches and as a staff to kind of monitor that and make sure that that we're there and supporting him, because obviously all rookies are going to have ups and downs, and there's going to be some frustrating times and there's going to be some great times, and we'll be there to kind of talk him through it. I have Brian Shaw, who played that position. He's going to kind of take on a mentor role with him throughout this year and really be in charge of making sure everything's going well, on off the court type of things. And as of now, we haven't had those talks because we haven't ran into any issues yet. But we're really excited about the things that he brings to our team.